Good morning, afternoon, and or evening, fellow gamers. Today, I'll be showcasing some of my companions I created with a unique idea with them. But before we get to the video, roll the intro. So, let's just get into the video. The first character we are going to talk about is a character who had their whole thing around lowering the opponent's defense and resistance, which was the main idea which created this video. So let's first discuss the model that would be perfect for this character's setup. The characters that would be best in the setup would be a Buck Amphibian Warrior, because they have 3 promotions and are unused as a companion. Now, onwards into the stats of this character at level 70. He has a health stat of 2,529, which is the same as Dead Mike at level 69, which is nice, and an attack stat of 275, which is insanely larger than the average attack stat of a Buck, but it's low compared to a Swash since their average is 320. His resistance is 0 since all Bucks have no resistance, a defense of 40 which is low for a Buck, the dodge of 112 which is lower than the average Bucks, an accuracy of 131 which is his specialty and that's the reason why it's so large, and a movement stats of 4.5 to disengage in battle. So, the Amphibian Warrior is an overall accurate and dangerous attacker, and also all companions will have the same crit setup, like high strength, medium agility, and low will for a Buck. Now, for his epics, he starts with the epic Hold the Line, and is able to have a maximum of 7 epics. He can have Hold the Line 3, V-Strike 3, First Strike 3, Relentless 2, and Blade Storm 2. He basically has a fantastic setup to be able to stop opponents with Line 1, and comboing with V-Strike, Relentless, and Blade Storm. Or having a setup halting the opponent with Hold Line 3, and nearly guaranteeing a hit on the opponents with the opponent's decreased dodge because of Hold Line 3, and the insane accuracy, and Relentless and Blade Storming easily will be able to take out opponents if you set him up like that. Now, it's time to talk about his specialty, which is his powers. His first promo is basic, which consists of Epic Strike and Shield Smash, which halves the opponent's armor and resistance for 3 turns and deals the same amount of damage to the opponent as the user's attack after modifiers such as increased strength. For his second promo, which consists of Mega Strike and Shield Strike deals the same amount of damage as Shield Smash. But instead of having the opponent's armor and resistance for 3 turns, it quarters their defenses for 5 turns. His third and final promo has Super Strike, Shield Crush, and Mighty Charge, and Shield Crush removes the opponent's armor and resistance for 10 turns, and still deals the same amount of damage as Shield Strike. Hey! Editor's note here. Yeah, so quick thing I need to say, I completely forgot to mention how I was called. The Amphibian Warrior has Turn the Tide 1 in his first promotion, and then gets Turn the Tide 2 in his second and third promotion. So yeah, just saying that because I forgot to say it because I'm stupid, and yeah. Now it's time to head back to the video. A good counter to this companion would be Lucky Jack Russell because he has a naturally low defense of 20, which means the shield drop would be pretty negligible. And Lucky Jack Russell would easily take him out since Amphibian Warriors will be easy to crit on for a privateer because they have a low will and easily be taken out. That is the Shield Breaker companion design. And now it's time to move on to the next design, which would be the Infinite Range companion. And that companion would be a Musketeer, Froggerale, or Bandito since we don't have any companion versions of them, and they're pretty interchangeable except for the fact that they have different epics. For his stats, he has the low health of 2,247, the high attack of 241, the high resistance and armor of 40, the average dodge and accuracy of 91 and 142, the spooky stat of 238, a movement stat of 3, and last but not least, a range of infinite. And now, it's time for the epics. The Froggerale starts with Overwatch, but the Bandito starts with Return Fire, and they both can have a maximum of 7 epics. And he can have Overwatch 3, Burst Fire 3, Double Tap 3, Return Fire 3, and Crossfire 2. So, there are 2 very good setups I'm aware of if it's a Bandito or a Froggerale. The best setup for a Frog Raleigh would be the classic Overwatch 3, Burst Fire 2, and Double Tap 2. But the Bandito would have a different setup because of his starting epics, and it's made to deal with other Musketeers being Return Fire 3, Burst Fire 2, and Double Tap 2. Next thing we're going to be reviewing is his powers, which isn't anything special because Promotion 1 has Epic Strike, Promotion 2 has Mega Strike, and Promotion 3 has Super Strike. And that's all. Countering them is easy. All you need to do is have a Buccaneer that can quickly get to the infinite range companion, but this counter can be countered by having Ratbeard stay in front to stop a Buck from approaching. But this counter can be countered by turning invisible and avoiding Ratbeard's repel borders and hold the line, and can quickly get to the infinite range companion and strike them down quickly. I was considering that you could use Privateer since they have some resistance, but they'd be crits since they have little agility, and I've experienced that firsthand when I kept getting destroyed by the Fox Radicals in the Isle of Fetch. That's everything for this character, which has infinite range, and now it's time for the third and likely worst companion of the 5 I'm going to show, and it's the character based on repeatedly bombing the opponent. This character would be a Musketeer, Thresher, or a Cutthroat Cannoneer, since he isn't used as a companion, and to finish off the Cutthroat trifecta. The first of the 3 things I'll be talking about is his stats, and his health is a high 2,521, a low attack power of 230, the magic resist of 50 and defense of 10, which is average, and again, an average dodge of 90, and again, the average accuracy of 139, and the same spooky stat as prior, and the average range of 4. Hey! Editor's note, completely forgot to say that he has a movement stat of 4 because I'm stupid and I'm too lazy to re-record the line because there's a very long line and it was hard for me to record it. So yeah, I'm just putting this in there. Subscribe? Next, we are going to be talking about the epics, and the Cutthroat Cannoneer starts with Quick Adjusting, can get up to 5 epics since there are no promoted form of the Shark Cannoneer. The epic pool he can choose from are Quick Adjust 3, Double Tap 3, Overwatch 2, Parting Shot 2, True Grit 2, and Burst Fire 1. So the epics are bad, which is likely because the Cutthroat Cannoneer never seemed like a Burst Fire companion, so I only gave him 1, and all Shark Cannoneers start with Quick Adjust and maybe have Double Tap, so sorry his epics suck. Anyways, time to talk about some strats, and I don't really see any good ones, but I only have 2, and the first one I came up with is Quick Adjust 1, Double Tap 2, and Overwatch 2. Now it's time for the second one, and it's made for if you're specifically going against any Musketeers, and that setup is Quick Adjust 1, Double Tap 2, and True Grit 2. He'd probably be used the least because he only gets 1 extra epic than the usual side quest companion, because main quest companions have an extra epic if you didn't know. So why is he here? Well, it's because he pretty much got a bunch of powers. He has 3 artillery and 1 big gun. So yeah, you can have fun playing around with him by nuking everyone with scratch boosts. Otherwise, he pretty much sucks. The counter to this would be a Buck with high mobility, but that can be countered by Ratbeard, but that counter can be countered by invisibility, but that counter can't work because bombs can hit invisible people. The only other solution would be having a Snipe Shot Chantel, or be a Witch Doctor with infinite range, or just take out Ratbeard. Onwards to the 4th companion, and she is based on debuffing the opponent. That companion would be a Witch Doctor Raven, which has 2 unused promotions, and I think I remember seeing a thumbnail with the 3rd promotion on a Wizard video, but I don't know since I never watched it. Anyways, time to talk about her stats. She has a health stat of 1,987, an attack of 300, a resistance of 80, an armor of 0, a dodge of 95, an accuracy of 91, the same spooky stat as everyone else's, a movement stat of 4, and an attack range of 4, but once she's promoted she gets an attack range of 5. Now, since you know she's basically a glass cannon, it's time to talk about her epics. She starts with Mojo Echo, since again, all Raven starts with Mojo Echo, and that is why I gave it to her. She can have Mojo Echo 3, Improved Mojo Blast 3, Witch Hunter 3, Mojo Rising 3, Coward's Blame 2, and Intuition. Yes, a Witch Doctor companion with Mojo Rising. Shocking, I know. Now, because of this character's aggressive stats, an epic setup to fight an unknown opponent would be Mojo Echo 3 and Mojo Rising 3 to combo any opponent to death. But, if you specifically want to take out Witch Doctors, you would want to have a setup of Mojo Echo 1, Witch Hunter 3, and Intuition 2. Now, for her specialty, her powers. For her pre-promo powers, she has Windows Touch, Mutineer's Grasp, and Eye Swarm. Her promo has the powers Windows Touch, Davy Jones Reach, Octo Burrows, and Purge Magic. She basically is the only good Witch Doctor companion besides Scratch, and she can be used aggressively. Which is great, because I absolutely hated that there was only one good Witch Doctor companion which wasn't an event companion, or aggressive. Again, you can't do the butt counter because Beard can counter it, so the best counter would be a Musketeer or Witch Doctor, or to turn invisible because that works in this scenario. Now, for my last companion to present, it's a character based around draining the opponent's health. This character is a buck-crazed Monquistador explorer, and his promotion is a crazed Monquistador officer. Okay, here are his stats. He has an HP of 2084, the weapon power of 256, the resistance and armor of 20, the dodge of 127, the accuracy of 119, the spooky stat of 238, and the movement stat of 4. He can only have up to 6 epics and he starts with flanking. The epics that he can learn are Flanking 3, Cheap Shot 3, Bladestorm 3, First Strike 2, and Second Chance 2. Now, these epics are pretty bad, but I think a good setup would be Flankings 1, Bladestorm 3, and First Strike 2, and I believe that would be an overall good setup. Anyhow, time to go to the powers of this character, and that's this companion's specialty, and I probably said that for like the what? 4th time? Wait, where was I? Oh, yeah, talking about the epics for the strain-based companion. For his first promotion when he's an explorer, he has Assassin's Miss and Jobu's Breath. Once he is promoted in an officer, he has Assassin's Gloom, Jobu's Kiss, and Jobu's Breath. This buck can almost always be easily countered by Witch Doctor since they can outrange him and deal massive damage, and the epic Witch Hunter will activate if he attempts to drain them with any of the Jobu attacks. Hey, editor's note here. So yeah, I completely forgot to mention he has Turn the Tide 1 in his first promotion, and then gets Turn the Tide 2. Yeah, I always forget to talk about Turn the Tide, so yeah. Sorry about that, and yeah, that's because I'm stupid. And now back to the video. And that's all the companions I made in depth so far. I have some ideas in mind, but I don't have enough time to create them, and 5 is a pretty nice number. So that's all for now, and I'll be releasing another video on these companions soon. So hopefully this video made you, the viewer, happy, and also roll the outro.